We're going to be approaching 50 years of services in Puerto Rico this year, and something that we have learned is that the work of direct services in the community really have to be complemented with the policy work. How we think about small in terms of services, direct services with communities, but how we approach the problem in a big way in terms of systemic policy changes. So 4 years ago, we established the Youth Development Institute, which is the only child advocacy organization in Puerto Rico that the sole purpose is to work with children and families that are low income. So part of what we're doing is, from the macro level, is raising the issue through data. We collect data and children's indicators from poverty to their well-being, education, health, and through those data sets, we're able to raise the issue and really pinpoint what are the biggest areas of opportunity. Now we are transitioning more into the policy side. We know where the deep pockets of poverty are. We know and we have documented some of the best practices that really work in terms of changing some of these conditions. And now the work have to move into influencing policy. So from the Institute side, we have been working with national partners to educate members of Congress in terms of the magnitude of poverty in Puerto Rico. When people think about poverty in the United States, they usually stop mentally in Mississippi. And they say this is where most of the poverty is in the United States. So by comparison, Mississippi have 32% child poverty. Puerto Rico, prior to the day of the storm, had 58% child poverty. So we all know that this is going to get worse. So part of changing the conditions is providing light to these situations. So we have been working with Congress to raise the issue, and locally now we're also moving into providing some recommendations on how to better use the budgets for the island and how to better implement some of the programs. Now, at the community level, we are going through a major transformation programmatically, because we have been about prevention for 50 years. And this was part of our promises to our communities, that we will provide a place that was safe for their children, a place where their children can grow up to the full potential. The reality is that most of those children live in an environment that is rooted into generations of poverties. And these poverty have traps that don't allow these families to come out. Some of those traps are the school system that these children attend. Some of the traps have to do with the violence that is within these communities. Some of the traps are systemically in terms of the incentive and disincentive to work. So at the community level, we are changing our approach from prevention to economic development, because we feel that if we don't provide a path to workforce development, it's going to be very hard for our children to connect. So the first thing that we're doing is working on the cultural shift. So for most of our kids, they hear about career and job readiness when they're already in college, and they hear about the opportunities for entrepreneurship when they're already in college. And part of what we're saying is that if we really want to change the mindset, we need to start working with our children when they enter primary school. So we're changing some of the programming to start working entrepreneurship projects with kids that are as young as 6 years old, and career exploration as young as 6 years old. And obviously, as they grow up, walk with them that path towards workforce connection.